Good evening, race fans. This is Vincent RTA here for another Super Metroid Choozo Randomizer race. This race between phatscott25 and EXAKTScience. We got both runners in the race room ready to go, and we will have a start soon. I'm really looking forward to this race, as always with these. Sorry, all right. So we are getting ready to rock, and the runners will be up in just a few seconds. Really looking forward to this race between these two runners. EXAKTScience has been running a lot of seeds to prepare and get ready, and phatscott has been a regular in the randomizer scene. So we've got two practice runners. This should be a lot of fun and a great show from both of them. So looking forward to what we get this evening. Again, I'm Vincent RTA. We have Stack in the back running the tracking, which is the incredibly important part of this, of all these randomizers. So really looking forward to how this progresses, how this turns out, and what kind of race we get. Every one of these has been a little bit different settings, and tonight we've got some fun going on. We've got a full countdown, full area random boss, medium difficulty, vanilla escape, random morph, and not deep start. So random start, as you can see, start at the top of Green Bryn. Oh, we got speed right away. So not messing around. One of the, like, easily my favorite movement item in the game. Oh, wow. Speed and Varia right away. Okay. And we've got no morph yet, so we can't check the items back here, but now we've got some missiles going on. We still got a couple items in Green Bryn. Could be those two items that are stuck back there. Not sure. We won't know until later. But Green Bryn's also a large area. But the players have to be happy about getting that Varia stick early. That opens up some different ways. You know, someone said, "Hey, this could be a jet seed," but we will not know. This could be a while. It could be a while till we see more, which would keep a lot of areas locked out, a lot of progression locked out. That's very much the fun of these, some of these randomizer seeds, especially some of the settings that we've had in this Choozo race. Ooh, Varia gets us to Upper North there with 4 items. So for those of you who might not have seen these countdowns, on that top left-hand corner, not only does it show us the area, but it tells us how many major items are left. So the major items, aka the items you'll see showing up in the tracker, the different beams, the suits, the movement items, but also the items in the HUD, so the X-ray or grapple beam. You can already see we got the players taking routes here, with EXAKTScience making the play to climb up in Norfair. Really risky here without rooms to make things happen. Meanwhile, phatscott is continuing to explore through Green Bryn. And is rewarded with super missiles, which is definitely a huge thing to find here. It opens up access to some doors that maybe wouldn't have been open, available to open, but are open now. Both runners are definitely looking for that, for that morph ball. And you'll see they're, taking wildly different paths. All right, Exact picks up a missile from the front of high jump boots. Not sure what EXAKTScience was trying to do with all the jumps there, but so there could be a major issue here with Exact having not gotten those super missiles that phatscott was able to find. That's a big find this early. Not sure why the check here. That item's out of reach with no morph. Maybe just not sure that they can't get that. She can't get that. Oh, an Exact takes a very unfortunate death there. Does have a save here. Now we see phatscott get those same missiles. Oh. Now I see what Exact was waiting for. Does not miss it this time. All right. The danger of not having that morph is you could potentially get yourself, or like for example, Exact not having the supers could put herself in a position where she gets soft locked and can't get out. So even here, this is an area that phatscott's going to be able to progress past, but Exact had to turn around. Like we're getting some unfortunate lag from Exact's stream. Hopefully that'll come back up. Yeah, there we go. Looks good now. Grapple beam here in Bubble Mountain. I believe someone spotted that earlier. That's always just a nice extra to have. Makes farming in some areas much easier. Really, it's almost, I almost feel like it's the intended strat, is that all that farming. It's at least in these randomizers that's so huge. But that does also give us early mode access with that in case you're unable to continuous wall jump. So opens up some areas. Scott just misses that jump. And here again, that having those supers is keeping areas open that Exact cannot explore yet. Ooh. Scott adds gravity to the mix. Okay. And we have our first explosives. Well, okay. So this seed is those supers are incredibly important in the seed. Major part of being able to progress. As Chad points out, I love it. Yeah, the classic problem of Got power bombs. Got supers. Even got grapple. No morph. Wow. Okay. So Upper North Air is kind of loaded. Giving us gravity. Giving us that grapple beam to open up some areas. Give us that charge beam. What is it going to give us? Morph here too? Nope. Exact does now get those supers. Can't progress much further without morph, however. So it's going to have to follow the same path. Not sure where morph is at this point. Chat, what do you think? Where are we going to find that morph? I have a feeling that that E-Tank find makes Exact feel a little bit more comfortable. I know she had a couple. She did take one death, but just some uncomfortable moments in these without having that extra energy. And these countdown seeds are notorious for giving us some low E-Tank seeds. But at least it's given us double suit, or at least phatscott has double suit. I thought for a moment, while Exact's taking the safety save, I was kind of hoping we were going to get a Spo fight there, but alas, we do not. Not sure what Exact's trying to do. Is there a way in with this? I'm not sure. Maybe Exact has some tricks that we don't know about. I mean, if she had gotten in with that, I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even have words. Yeah, this is definitely a very interesting setting. The late morph. Players are definitely put into some difficult situations. So yeah, chat's pointing out we have both suits, still no morph ball. We even have charge beam. So you know we're in some good shape. Except we can't roll up into a little ball and access more than half the game. So there's that. We're also seeing sometimes being in Norfair in general and not having that high jump, not having those high jump boots makes so many of the jumps and so much of the movement more difficult than it needed to be. But high jump boots are probably my second favorite movement item. All right. Interesting. Scott finds some West Meridia. One item here. Save station there. Might have taken a save. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Exact will now get this grapple beam. God is just doing some big exploration of West Meridia here. You might see a Mama Turtle check. A little bit of Mama T. What she got? She got some missiles. Anything else exciting in her bag of tricks today? Very nice wall jump there by Exact. That's not an easy wall jump to make here in Bubble Mountain. Oh, all we get is a double missile pack from Mama. That's not exciting at all. Here we are, 14 minutes in, still no morph ball. The missiles are definitely not exciting, and there is Exact collecting that gravity. The missiles are far less exciting with us having charge beam. Oh, look at that. Well, there's our morph ball, and what an awkward place for it to be in. Oh, the game is officially open for Scott. At the 15-minute mark, the game just turned on. And there we see Scott just go, snub his nose at those missiles, just going, yeah, no, you never again. With 2 in Green Brain, it's a little bit harder of a check. A lot of areas still left, although, it could be back behind early supers. It could be locked the Smokespo location, could be Waterway. There's a lot of different places that those 2 items could be, and or in Edicoons. So many, it's such a large location. All those checks are time consuming, but we may see Scott go do a little bit more exploring, or might take Beam Route back. We will see here in a second. He is going to continue to explore in Green Bren. When you see that 2 up on the tracker, it's a lot harder to consider not going. Have this charge location check that's easy, and finds bombs. Okay, so now there's 1 left. We'll see what Scott chooses to do. He is going to make this Waterway check. I agree, Aldra, but with us having charge, it makes it a lot easier for sure, because you can assume that somewhere along the way you're going to grab at least one or maybe 2 of the other beams. Supers, runners will always grab, because the more supers you have, the much faster that Ridley fight gets, and obviously having the correct ammo to get through the initial Mother Brain fight, the initial Mother Brain stage of the breaking the glass. Okay, Scott officially has all the power bombs he will ever need in this seed. Probably will not pick up a single more power bomb pack the rest of the seed. We'll definitely pick up supers, but it's definitely on a main item hunt at this point. I think the rudest thing the seed could do, other than put put the other major at supposed, well, which we saw. The rudest thing the Seed can do at this point is have it back behind those two the early supers where we were unable to check. Scott's having to take a second to pick up one of the world's oldest professions in farming here, just because, you know, that jump in that wave gate room, it can be taxing, especially in the race situation, be able to hit that consistently. So it does have to farm a little bit here, taking out these hoppers, hopefully getting this wave gate in one of these 3 shots. There we go. You know, that's a good question, Yuri. I have a feeling Scott was planning on checking it regardless. And yeah, we see it here. You know, the mindset in that moment was, I need to check this. So, and as we saw, it was going to have to, it was going to have to farm anyway, because you have to have that super to break the floor. So farming was going to be kind of required. I had forgot that floor piece was super. So Exact is now getting the Meridia. She's farming up, and we'll hopefully go find that rudely placed morph ball. I gotta agree that was definitely a rude location. He is going to take the climb up, which I think is not a bad idea at all. There's, you know, definitely locations up there where the morph ball could have easily appeared. Granted, we know it's in a really rough location. Guru, I agree. EXAKTScience does some of some category running, so definitely is a vanilla speed racer. Doesn't have as much time in the randomizer community and races, but does have a good amount of time in racing the game itself. That movement pays off for sure in these, but it still comes down to making the right choices in routing. Oh, well, never another missile again. The Seed is very, very, very giving. That's got to be feeling really good at this point, having charged plasma, having both suits as speed, as explosives, has the super, the few super packs. Will definitely pick up more, but at this point is looking to get to these other major locations. I don't even know, like, it will still be looking for a couple of movement items. High jump would be great. Space jump is necessary. Gonna have to make sure we got a consistent way out of the worst room in the game, but in general is in really good shape here. Yeah, we see it. Oh, does grab these power bombs. All right, Exact, we'll be doing this short charge. This is a very tough one because it's just you have so little real estate to get this short charge in, but she does get it there and gets this morph ball. Really nice room there by phatscott. Just brilliant, watching brilliant movement. Now I was gonna head down to, you know, look at that lower north rail location, but we get some wrecked ship. Wrecked ship has a couple items. That's a lot of locations for that. Here we're seeing just not having that high jump makes some of this movement so much harder, even for these great runners. Just as you say that, Aldera, we are now in factory. So I assume Exact will come up here and grab a save. I would definitely take the safety save, as we do have random boss here. So the downside of wrecked ship here is if this is not Fantoon, a lot of these items are just dead. Although this one is always available right away. So coming in the backside of wrecked ship, it's definitely a help there. Able to check that item without much time penalty. Just a quick little veer in location. And now we'll be able to go. I would guess we're going to see Scott check spooky missiles first before taking the safety save, because the fight could be Ridley, but is not, because we see that Kraid's lair is Ridley. So EXAKTScience has that information now. So now we know that this location here, one of these three, is one of the other three bosses. So this could be a Fantoon, which would be really nice. Yeah, only having charge here, not having that plasma from down to Edekun's, that's a big deal for EXAKTScience. Really, really a big difference. Yes, in this chat, puts that up. Please follow these runners. They are these are some of our better runners in the races. EXAKTScience again doesn't have a lot of randomizer experience, but does run the game often. Is a big part of the community too. She's around often. And while we're waiting for phatscott to enter this Fantoon fight, we want to throw a shout out to Stack for tracking. Tracking the randomizers is an incredibly important part of this. All right, we're seeing some Doppler strats from phatscott. Got a little mid pattern there. But this does mean that once Scott is out of this fight, chip will be on. Fast pattern here. Very nice. 3-round kill there for phatscott. Not bad at all. Exact is getting these bombs, and she will very likely go check waterway. Grab that other super pack that's down there. Yeah, Scott will look like 3 missiles and a super off from a 2-rounder. But just a couple of shots off of that Doppler effect the first 2 rounds. It's really impressive. All right, let's see what right side supers has. All right, we're seeing Scott just noping those regular missiles. And noping out of wreck ship. Even though choosing not to go to attic. We'll check West Lake here. There is a possibility it could be here. Oh, there's more supers. Also could be moat. Scott might also be just checking the transition. Let's see if Zach makes that Edikins play. Almost the half-hour mark. Yep, we'll go down to the Edikins. So Zach will get that plasma beam. It's so weird to me to see criteria not until these late points in the game. You know, we haven't seen it forever. All right, there is the best ball, the spring ball in the back of Gauntlet. Those are around the randomizer community a decent amount. We know that MM2 was not a fan of the spring ball for a long time, but I think finally gave up the spring hate and joined those of us that love the spring ball. All right, we're gonna get a criteria power bombs check here from Scott. Just missing on that super quick entry. We'll grab these supers. Is getting very close to that that magic point. Now has 40. I think doesn't have to grab a single ammo pack for the rest of the game, but still we'll probably grab supers. But with that charged plasma is in really good shape here. I think the only thing Scott is looking for at this point is maybe E-tanks, and I would want to find an ice beam as well. Checks that transition, sees that it leads to red tower, and decides to nope out. Now gonna check this other transition, and ooh, that's big information for Scott to know. That's big information. One more E-tank just so that Mother Brain's rainbow beam doesn't take us down. Gives it that little bit of comfort room. X-ray scope. Okay. So, EXAKTScience does have an advantage now that Scott did not. Her Phantoon and Dragon fights just got much easier. I have a feeling at this point Exact is going to choose to go to Lower North Fair. Yeah, it's looking like she's planning on going that backdoor route to get to Lower Norfair. And then one of the two bosses down here, it's either going to be, we know it can't be Ridley and it can't be Fantoon. So we're looking at either Kraid or Dragon, both of which are going to be super quick kills for her. Phatscott picks up a trash can. That's a little surprising. Oh, we have Croc. One item in Croc. I have a feeling that Exak will check the item behind Croc, but not a lot. Now we are seeing the beauty of this plasma beam. Creating some interesting screen moments there. There's a very dead Batwoon. That's another fight. Exak will have a very quick fight. Exak is going to choose to check here. I'm trying to think of what she could find that would help her that much here. Maybe space jump or high jump boots would both be really good. We've already got speed to make exit. Yeah, I'm thinking high jump boots would be a really nice thing to find here, but I'm not sure it will make up for the time of being one boss down already and not knowing where Turian is, which Scott does know. It's a 1 out of 6 chance that it's here, because we already know where Spring Ball is. We don't know where any of the rest of the items are. The E-Tank is a nice find here. So we know that this is about to be a Dragon fight. Well, when EXAKTScience gets to Lower Norfair. Sorry, we know the Lower Norfair fight is a Dragon fight. And we do get a bomb dance with Kraid. What Scott does, take out our friend. Okay, wave beam. Not sure that was worth the Croc play time, but at least doesn't get all the way in. We'll be able to exit out now after getting out of the sign room. Scott is halfway done on the boss, but we still haven't seen the location of Lower Norfair. But at this point, it's got to be narrowed down. Scott, I guarantee you, has on the map where he's planning on looking and getting down and seeing old Ridley's lair, which we know is Dragon's lair. But with a loadout of items and missiles and suits and more that Scott has, not concerned at all with that battle. This is a room I learned about in the last season, that you can actually power bomb those lower blocks out and roll through there. Did not know that was a thing until the last randomizer season. Gotta love having both of those suits. Scott picks up another trash can. Not sure if I'd be doing these sandpit checks. I'm really not sure why Scott is still looking this hard. So Scott did skip the crate item, but that's because if you look in the top left-hand corner, it's got a countdown, and the countdown for Kraid was 0, which means the item behind Kraid was either a power bomb, a super missile pack, or a regular missile pack. So at this point with his ammo loadout, there's no reason to go back and check it because it's not one of the major items. All right, we see Exact is now on this wreck ship play. Yes, it could also be an E-tank, sorry. Yeah, but at this point with Scott having 4 E-tanks, I don't think E-tanks are a concern. And yes, Scott does get right to this key hunter room. Gonna check and get rewarded with another E-tank here. That's big. Oh, more E. Wow, this is being very generous-y of a seed. Sorry, I couldn't help myself with that one. All right, Scott is gonna make quick work of getting down the Fireflea's room. Probably will check the Fireflea's item. There's one item in the Lore Nerfer. We'll probably check it on the way out, as I say that, as he skipped it quickly. There are quite a few locations, but there's a couple locations that are right on the way to check. Power bomb's a shame. And Power bomb's a shame and the Fireflea's check are both kind of free here. They're very close. We see both runners are able to easily execute that blue bomber. Mock ball to get in here. Now Exactly is going to see Mantoon, and now we will see hopefully this X-ray beam executed. Oh, not sure what happened there. Well, this is going to make this, enraged Fantoon. Granted, not going to do damage, but still making this fight quite a bit longer. Where we know that Scott had a 3-rounder with a mid fast, and now we're getting a slow pattern here for Exact. Oh, misses the misses the microwave beam. This fight is going significantly longer. Oh, that timing can be rough. So the advantage of this is unfortunately gone. Oh, Scott misses that shine spark damage to the Dre, but we'll get this first grab. Grapple, very nice. So really, because the quick grapple kill is available, the only room to make up where Exact could have made up a lot of room was getting a quick microwave. But yes, as we have both bosses go down, both players are moving forward. But now phatscott only has to go and find Kraid's lair. As soon as he does, will kill Kraid and knows right where Turian is. Or Exact still has some searching she needs to do. Scott did kill Kraid, but Ridley is hanging out at Kraid's lair. The fun that is random bosses. So really, really kind of a jetty seed with some of the stuff that the players have been handed, getting both those suits, charged plasma, but none of the, like other than speed, no other movement items. So players have had to execute with extremely good movement all game long. I don't remember if Scott has seen Kraid's lair. I feel like if he had, he would have went for it already. The only reason I mentioned that is he chose not to check the other side of Lower Norfair and that front exit. But at this point, Scott is not worried about anything. Item loadout is more than sufficient for Scott to finish this. Seeing the bonus of having those plasma beams. Oh no. Not like this. No! Well, I don't care what's your skill level. The key hunters can they can be an equalizer. Yes, and this save will set Scott back a distance for sure. It's actually pretty normal in full countdown for the bosses to give nothing from behind them. It's not uncommon at all for these. I do think we'll see Scott grab the E-tanks that he knows the location of, but not spend or waste a lot of time on much else. At this point, Scott does have the advantage in running through this of the knowledge of what he's going to see, and Exact might make more checks. Although at the same time, with an Exact having charge wave plasma with the suits, with the speed, might not check anything else. Other than items that are immediately on the way. Oh, and Exact does now have Turian location. So you can tell she took a second there to update her tracker, make sure she remembers that location of all locations. And we see Scott's got to execute this Batoon fight again. This is an area with that, a properly executed plasma beam will make up a little bit of time, because this is in fact a race again. Exact is forgetting that she's got that grapple beam. Oh, remembers now. Sometimes on comms, I swear we're able to call or curse. I can't stand when I've cursed. I've called some bad things and runs before and spoken the things into existence. There, I'm glad that Exact was able to remember. Hey, this is something I have and I can do, and I can move forward in the game with this. God is taking this second trade fight, and we have a second dance. I'm seeing so much dancing tonight. I thought I was waiting to watch Dancing with the Stars finale tomorrow, but apparently I'm watching Kraid make up for that tonight. See, the runners are now both in these similar areas. EXAKTScience. She thought for a second, do I want that reserve tank? There was definitely a couple seconds, I think, in there of just saying nope to the trash can. But does pick it up. I have a feeling she's going to make her way right to, yep. We're going to have a high five in the Metroid room. Oh, both players go through the door transition at the same time. So now we see kind of where things are. Both players, for the most part, have the same information. But Exact still has to get to Lower Norfair, but does have this microwave beam for Bot Moon. You can see that just, yep, one rounder. Bot Moon's gone. A quick check and a pass on the power bombs. Smart move. Let's see if Exact can pull off this full halfie. Nope. I was wondering if she was going for it. Maybe doesn't execute that strategy quite well enough yet, because that's a tough one. Very exact timing and jumps required. Probably also a lot harder without high jump, which I just remember the players still don't have. Because while the seed was generous with movement items, sorry, with suits and beams, not so much on the movement items. One equalizer we see here is both players are going to have to get through the Metroid rooms with only power bombs. So probably good that phatscott has that extra pack. So not gonna have to worry about numbers and farming at all. Blasting through the Metroid rooms will definitely pick up more than enough to be clear through there. And let's see if Exact can get this. Great quick kill. Nope. Nope, we have another dancing moment. Disney Plus is gonna sue us for having all this dancing on the stream tonight. That's a nice exit by EXAKTScience. Getting out of that room without high jump boots, even with both suits, is still a little bit tougher and requires an accurate jump. Very well executed. Let's see if Scott can get this. There's the giant spark. Gets the first one, easily executed. Now we'll wait with his grapple beam and finish off Mama Shrimp herself. Oh, does not get the first round grab. Mama Shrimp is like, bad, Samus. Samus is like, I'm gonna barbecue you because barbecued shrimp is good. There's phatscott using that grappling beam for the intended purpose of farming. There's EXAKT being very careful with these key hunter rooms. So, because we are in a full countdown, locations like Choozo locations don't matter. The major items could be any location, but at this point, Scott also has everything that he needs to finish the game, and isn't really worried about checking any location at this point, and certainly not just random locations that might be out of the way. He's already skipped the crate layer item, knowing that wasn't a major, and in lower Norfair, the chance that one item is useful is going to be extremely low. And because Scott took a rough death and is, already has knowledge of what these items are, so is ahead a significant portion. But needs to be careful here. Living a little dangerous. Yeah, I like the refill here. And here we go again. We are headed up. Ah, I like this. Okay. So Scott knew that was an E-tank and left that for the escape. That's extremely smart. Very, very, very smart plan. That makes this escape free, even if he takes a few hits. Yeah, and it is a perfect E-Tank location that Scott knew the location of, because Scott has officially passed where he took a death, a significant time loss death, and is now back past that point and moving forward. So I'm going to assume at this point that Scott has narrowed down where Kraid's lair is. We'll be able to find that location, take the fight against Ridley, and does know the location of Turian. So, closing down on that finish. Exact is about to get in here and have that Dragon fight. Or hopefully, she can execute Microwave Beam on Dragon. And there it is. And if you saw, in case you've never tried to execute that trick, Samus stood up. That's because the game recognizes when Dragon's dead and gives that little stand up there, signifying the death. Exact is going for the gravity jump exit. This is another awesome way to escape. Oh no! Oh, forgetting that she can speed escape here. Gonna try that gravity jump exit again. There we go. Perfectly executed this time. Scott's going for this bomb jump to get up there. I know some people also use the gravity jump to get up here. I think he was initially trying to see if he could grapple up to there. Not having that high jump boots, it makes a difference in movement for sure. Nice Bomberman exit for EXAKTScience. Well executed. Yeah, and Scott definitely knew right where to go here. So we'll get to this Ridley fight quickly and knows exactly where Turian is. Even this room, which is, you know, a simple room, just the high jump boots make the movement here so much tougher. The lack of high jump boots. Lower Norfair is definitely of all the locations where you want those boots to feel more comfortable with everything. Look at this Ridley fight, just unloading those supers. Ridley's in rage, but Ridley's also getting lit up. Not quite dead yet. Oh, is dead. Just had a bad grab to start with, but phatscott makes quick work of Ridley there. EXAKTScience, she's being very careful with these key hunters, not taking chances. They can be a brutal death, which we saw Scott take. But a lot of the seed goes back to Scott much earlier on those supers. Realized that Eddie Coons was going to be required, where Exakt spent a lot of time in, looking around at Norfair, and then had the death as well and lost a few minutes. We can see Scott's already up on criteria. We know that the Turian location is the top of red tower entrance from criteria. Skips those missiles. Quickly headed there. Nicely executed. Speed jump there. That's outstanding. Just saving time. Knows that, in Scott's mind at this point, he probably feels like he's quite behind. So, having that death and losing probably 10 minutes is probably watching the race chat, just waiting to see the dot done from EXAKTScience. So he's worried at this point, but and when you get into Turian and you are this close, it's worse. You are super concerned. You can see Exakt is about to get to, is headed to factory, but is, a few minutes behind. This is a downside and about not finding the ice beam, is that the player's going to have to do this power bomb kill on these Metroid. Here comes another gravity jump from Exakt. Well executed. Scott's getting through these Metroid rooms and no problem. Punching them all up, which is the smart play that you save. You save all those power bombs. Going for the swag jumps here. No Metroid gonna grab me. Speaking of, we'll see whether or not Scott pulls off a baby skip here. With the item loadout, would have to do the Stachio skip. So we're just gonna go for, let's drop our energy. Let's see if Scott remembers to stand and face the right. Save the frames. Yep. Always look to the right. Save those frames. Yeah, this seed is definitely not been giving a movement items. Just the speed, but really that's all they've needed. Eventually, found Morph Ball in a pretty brutal location, hanging out in Meridia. in a speed lock location, but speed was the first major the players found. It was under the early Supers bridge. Exact did the math, knew that Ridley was dead, getting grabbed. Probably not going to check. Oh, we'll not check. Oh, we'll check. Okay, wasn't sure. Gonna do the full pickup. Huh. Okay. Space jump. So there was a move my item back there behind Ridley, but how much difference does that make? It's not really. It's not going to make up the probably 5 or 6 minutes that EXAKTScience is behind, but at least a nice reward towards the end of the seed here. All right, Scott unloads those missiles and supers, and now is going to just fire this charged plasma beam. As we see a very upset Mother Brain firing French fries, shooting out onion rings, dropping meatballs, about to put some ketchup on it all. There's that ketchup beam. One more ketchup beam. Is that it? Got any more? All right, Scott quickly damages down. And is now just waiting. And is an escape away. Love the color palette with some nice little changes, that red and purple baby instead of the green. Scott has had the advantage for a good amount of time, but both runners have definitely been performing well. As now we're seeing Exact, she's making her way to Turian. As the baby takes one for the team, charges up Mama. Gonna watch that rainbow beam in action. So both players made it to Turian at the same time, just did quite a bit different locales, with phatscott being done. Finishes that last Mother Brain stage and getting ready for this exit. We do have vanilla escape, so nothing surprising here. So we are about 1.5 minutes away from Scott finishing up this seed. So race fans, get ready in chat. Scott is climbing up, going to our moonfall room. Up, takes a little bit of a tumble. Missing that high jump. Probably don't practice this escape all that often without that high jump. No moonfall. There's the Be He Skip from phatscott. Coming up, Parlor. About to hit that criteria surface. Get those GGs in chat ready as Scott now sees the landing site, headed towards that Kirby ship, and finishes this race with an official race time GG of 1:14.20. Big GG to phatscott there. Hopefully we'll get him in chat. I know that had to be incredibly stressful with that death. You know, we'll talk a little bit about the seed, hopefully. As Exact is now at the baby. We'll finish this out. You know, this close, might as well do it. So Scott's gonna join us after some credits, assuming he probably wants to watch, just to see where some of the other items are, which is something we can look at here too, while Exact is finishing this off. All right. Exact knocking those zebatites out. It's the last few and is about to break this glass. And here starts her mother brain fight. All right. So we do see for phatscott that one death. Oh, wow. That one death was brutal. And now Exact's getting that ketchup bean. All right. So we knew about Speed Booster. Basement, high jump boots, power bomb, charge beam. Ice beam was at plasma. We were never going to see that. Spazer didn't matter. Okay, so Spazer is top of wreck ship. Spring ball we knew the location of. Okay. We were never going to see ice. So top of wreck ship would have been okay. Would have got you, but only Spazer when you already have plasma wouldn't have been that exciting. But we are now joined by Exact Scott. Sorry, joined by phatscott. Hey, congrats on the race. GG.
GG, and I just want to say that was stupid.
You know, that Key Hunter room has ended so many runs in so many instances. And when you got there with that energy, I was terrified.
Honestly, I probably could have done it if I just like didn't get scared. Like normally what the strat I would use there would just be to like to shoot through or take the hit and then like morph through, but I didn't know how many reserves I had, so I was scared of morphing through and instantly dying. So then I got scared and didn't want to do the morph. Then I got hit and the reserves activated, and then I got scared and tried to run away, and then I died. So, but after that, I feel like I don't know what it was. I guess just like for me, sometimes it's like the competitive aspect lets me play better. But all of a sudden, I started playing way better after I died. Like I stumbled through Lower North for the first time. The second time, I was blazing through. I felt like it felt so much better. And then I kind of finished the game off pretty well, and I think that's probably what ended up letting me win in the end. I was just able to clean up, and I didn't pick up some of the stuff I wasted my time doing earlier to make it safer, and it worked out in the end.
Yeah, I really think that that information advantage you had after the death, you were at that point you were still ahead, even at the death. So you were able to hinge that advantage and keep moving forward and not lose, because you knew, oh well, that I don't need to check here. I know this is, well, one of the things that I saw that I really liked is on your escape the second time, you left that E-tank up at the top next to the key hunters.
Right, just in case. And
Yes.
and it probably saved me again there. And I made sure to save on the way out too, and all that kind of stuff. Which, I don't know, it just felt really good to be able to finish off like that, even after a bad death. And I'm surprised it was this close still. I had no idea what to expect. I wasn't sure how far ahead she was.
Well, we'll be able to talk a little bit more about what happened with her. Well, really, it just comes down to you found that first super pack, and she didn't, and she kept looking around in Lower Norfair for a long time before finally finding those supers and finally finding those power bombs that just opened up the rest of the seed.
Oh, I see. So I kind of had a feeling that maybe the supers might have been worth getting near the beginning. I guess it looks like that ended up being true.
Yeah, it opened up more areas that she wasn't able to reach yet.
Yeah, that's kind of why I bypassed a lot of the Upper Norfair checks early on, because I knew I didn't have supers, and I was like, that's what prompted me to go back down the elevator instead of looking around more, because I had a feeling that, because already not having more limits how much you can do inside of Upper Norfair quite a bit, and then you need a super for quite a few of the checks in Upper Norfair, like the reserve and the ice room and stuff, which I didn't end up checking, but I was thinking about it when there were still a lot of majors there.
All right, well, EXAKTScience is now finishing up with her official race time GG of 1:21.06.
GG. Wow.
I just saw Exact in the race room said something that I feel too. I hate escape without high jump boots.
Honestly, I kind of lucked out because the seed I played earlier today, I didn't find high jump the entire time, and I feel like I got a lot of experience moving around without high jump inside of like places like Meridia and Lower Norfair, so I feel like it helped me to move a bit better than I normally would, considering I usually run categories that exclusively have high jump, so...
Yeah, I know that can be much harder. Like Lower Norfair without high jump is extremely brutal when you're not used to it.
It's hard.
And that escape obviously is no picnic either.
Yeah, I was definitely struggling in Wasteland in particular, because with the stupid Deskigas, because I'm used to having either screw or a really good beam to just destroy them,
Right.
and that did not happen. And I think that's probably why I died the first time, is that I took like 4 hits in there.
Got it. Yeah, well, and that makes a big difference. The seeds seem to be pretty favorable initially. Like, you both found suits early, and we are now joined by EXAKTScience as well. You both found suits early. You found that charge beam, and then the plasma beam down into Edicoons, and after that the seed was just like, yeah, you get nothing. take your ammo, and that's all you get.
Right. It's funny because this is the second race I've done in a row where the seed has just handed me, like, both suits really early. It's like, I guess it's something to do with no suit restrictions. I never really thought about how common the suits just show up because of the way the logic wants to write itself and all that.
Well, yeah, and it was obvious that all runs were going to be extremely early and often. You were both going to have to visit Norfair quite early, and obviously the early Varia. How'd you feel about finding speed as your first item?
That's happened a couple seeds now where Green Brinstar has given me speed like that. It either gives me more for speed, usually. This time it was speed, and that's the second seed in a row, actually. I in a practice earlier today, the exact same thing happened to me. So it kind of helped me to remember how to do Green Brin. which is the start I wanted. And then I was like, oh, good, it's not Bubble Mountain. And then you go up the elevator and it's Bubble Mountain anyway.
All right, Exact Science. GG on the race.
Thank you, GG Scott.
GG.
So that well, for both of you, that morph ball location was just plain rude.
Where was it again? I don't even remember.
It was
Maternal. No, Main Street. Yeah.
Yeah, I found it pretty quick actually. I was kind of like, ooh, this is good, because I was pretty much just going through Meridia to check the early stuff, and then I got lucky with it. And I was like, oh, good. I don't know how early you found it, but I want to say I found it, I think like 10-15 minutes in.
I found West Meridia pretty early, because it was just at the bottom of Green Bryn, which I really screwed up my routing early game. I like saw the speed booster and the barrier suit and was like, okay, I need to go to, and then I checked the portal at the top of the elevator and it was Upper Norfair, and it's like, okay, I need to go to Upper Norfair, totally forgetting that when you don't actually start at Bubble Mountain, you need supers for every single.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I was talking with Scott. That was probably one of the biggest differences. Is Scott found that super pack in Green Bryn and Pink Bryn pretty early.
Yeah.
I got through like everything I could do in Upper Norfair, realized I still didn't have supers, and at that point, I think I ran back. I should have just reset to the very beginning of the seed, but yeah, it was not a good choice.
Speaking of big resets, so what you didn't see and that you'll see back on the replay is Scott's Key Hunter exit the first time after in Lower Norfair.
Yeah. So, I lost 10 minutes basically. I think maybe a little more than that because so I killed, I think second boss or third boss I killed. No. Second boss I killed was Kraid. I found Kraid. I killed Kraid. And then I found the Lower Norfair exit. I went through Lower Norfair, found Dragon at the end, and then on the way out, right before I was about to leave there, and try and find like whatever the Kraid entrance was, I died in the Key Hunter room. So I had to reset all the way back to the ship, replay back through East Meridia, kill Dragon, or not Dragon, kill Kraid again, go back to Lower Norfair, kill Ridley again, or not really. You know what I mean?
The
Ridley
boss at Ridley's location, yeah.
Yeah. And then I had to go all the way back through, and then I was back to where I was before then. But it was just like, I'm really surprised that I still ended up being like a decent amount ahead after that, because usually like after I have like a bad death like that, two things either happen. I either like lose motivation to play and I start playing really, really bad, or I try and see if I have a chance still. And this seed, I definitely felt like I had a chance still, I guess, because I started playing way better.
Yeah, it was. Go ahead, Exact. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, I was like, that was basically, I was thinking going into this, one of the things that could have saved me. It was like, either I route this really good or do something like really, really stupid out of logic and have it pay off in a huge way, or Scott takes a really bad death. And the death you took, I guess, just wasn't quite bad enough. But yeah, when I saw both suits early, I was like, I was kind of like, this is not good for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Although
had it not been for that, just that late missile pack, like that late missile find was super missile find, that was everything there. And it, because you would have definitely been in position. It was more than the 7-minute gap with Scott's death.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad in a way though, because it, at least to me, it added like more like, I guess like suspense to the race a little bit. So, even if I died and I was upset about that, I'm not entirely mad about it, because I felt like it probably made the race better. So,
yeah, I'm perfectly happy losing by like what, like 7 and a half, 7 minutes or so.
Both in like Scott finished up killing Mother Brain right when you entered Turian.
Mm-hmm.
So right when you hit the G4 room.
Yeah, I was at Baby when I saw the dot done.
Yeah, I was checking during like the mother brain cutscene or whatever. That's basically what I call it because that's basically what it is. To
Um,
see if you were about to finish or not. Because there's been a couple of races where like I've been so close to the end like that, and then the other person finishes. And there was a seed last tourney, the summer 2022's tourney, where I think I was racing Tony T Yun, and we ended up finishing like 5 seconds apart after an hour and a half, and I was like, oh my god.
I've definitely called a couple that were both players were in escape at the same time, which has got to be like, I can't even imagine how that feels of seeing you're in the middle of escape and then you see that dot done. It's like, oh,
Yeah, it's
oh,
like so close.
you didn't find Ice Beam, did you, Scott?
No, in fact I found like barely anything. I think I had plasma charge, speed, and bombs. That's about it.
the only item difference, Exact had wave beam and space jump. Space jump was behind Ridley. I don't remember where you found wave beam. Do you remember?
Wave Beam, I did croc for one item because I was like, I have to make a play. And then as I was making the play, it was like, I mean, we're already in go mode. What am I going to find here? And
Oh,
Wave was like an okay thing to find. I'm very glad that I did, but like there was really nothing I could have found. I was just thinking, I got to make a play, but like also there wasn't really a play to
yeah.
make.
I kind of did that a little bit in Meridia. I kind of just started checking. I think I checked East Sandhole the first time around because I was like, I was thinking maybe I could find something good. Like if I found high jump or screw, that would have made it like way easier. Uh, but I didn't really end up finding much. So
Yeah, I kind of regret picking up space jump honestly because without high jump it was almost more more trouble than
Detrimental.
yeah,
um
I just didn't even bother checking Ridley because at that point I was like, I was so
I,
close at the end.
I wanted boots or ice as always.
I was checking after the seed, and the all the majors are really in bad places. Like they're all in like pretty out of the way spots in comparison to what the logic kind of gave you
What was
versus
it?
what you had to look for.
Well, Spring Ball was back at Gauntlet, so neither of you were going back for that, knowing that was the last major in
Yeah.
criteria.
I mean, I
Ice,
didn't even
Ice,
look.
Ice was hanging out in Plasma. Spazer and
Yeah.
Screw Attack were in Attic,
Oh
Red
yeah,
Ship Attic. I don't remember where high jump boots are, but I know, like,
I
obviously the
think
seed was not wanting to give either one of you anything on your route.
yeah.
I think I saw high jump boots were Billy Mays, either Billy Mays or Alpha Missiles, somewhere in Blue Brain.
Yeah, I think it was Alpha Missiles if I remember. And
An
then
area neither of you had to see all game.
yeah, I did see I saw Spring Ball early on, and I saw that it was behind Gauntlet. I was like, no, I'm not gonna go for that. Uh, because Spring Ball is nice, but I don't think it would take like probably 2 minutes at least to go get in. That wouldn't be worth it in the end. I don't think.
All right. Well, Exact, do you have any last thoughts?
No, not really. But yeah, GG's again, Scott. That was. I wish I had routed that a little bit better, so it could have been a little bit closer. But I mean, that's what I get for wishing for late morph and then forgetting because all of my practice seeds have rolled early morph randomly.
Yeah, it was still fun though, and it wasn't entirely an early morph or anything like that at least. So I think
Yeah.
that worked out. And GG, and this was a good race. I'm glad that we got to race after the whole thing you were talking about. So it's funny.
Oh yeah. So have you brought that up? And
I haven't.
okay, so yeah, just something funny. So when Idle was testing out the like seed generation bot in Discord that rolls the seeds for the practices and races of this tournament, he used me and Scott as an example role, just to like check that everything was working on the back end and like scheduling a race. And um, I we played the same settings that he rolled then, except we did full countdown instead of random split, and we made Idle roll the seed. So we have him to blame for that Bubble Mountain star.
Yeah, I know. The pseudo Bubble Mountain start. I was like, you have to be kidding.
Like in the race time room, Idle like jokingly rolled the first seed and put Bubble Mountain Start instead of Not Deep Start, and it gave him an error. And then he rolled it Not Deep Start, and sure enough, Bubble Mountain right there.
Oh, of course, of course. Idly blowing you out. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for the race from both of you. It was a blast to watch. I'm seeing good movement from both of you, which is always awesome to watch in these races. It was definitely entertaining for all of chat, and definitely on for comms, and I'm sure Stack enjoyed it as well. Speaking of, so give both of these racers a follow. They gave us an entertaining race tonight, and if you could give myself, Instant RTA, or Stack a follow. Stack has been our tracker. Trackers are the MVP for these, so this one didn't have a lot to click because these runners got a pretty minimal loadout, but still a very important part of the entire randomizer community are the trackers. More races coming up tomorrow. There's at least 3 on the docket, a couple of a 4 p.m, a couple of 10 p.m s. So come check those out. More races through this week, more events through this Choozo Randomizer. Both these racers will still be running next week, so check out their races next week. Hope you guys had fun. I know I did. Always have fun with these, and we will see you guys next mission.